Hello. Here we are again, and I must say it's great to be back and looking at that glimpse of our expedition to Egypt. We've certainly had some amazing experiences since we saw you last.
And that really is an understatement. We've got lots and lots of news for you, because whilst we've been out gallivanting on our expedition in Egypt, our animals have been also getting about a bit here at home.
Yes, that's true. And Jack and Jill, who I'm glad to say were remarkably well behaved, went to Chester in July as guests of the Cheshire and North Wales Cat Club show, where poor old Jack really doesn't want to stay today. They were awarded these two beautiful rosettes.
The collection's really growing. Let me hold him for you. Hey, come here, little monster.
Yes, and you know, so of their press cuttings, actually. The Fur and Feather magazine gave them a really big write-up and a photograph. But that wasn't the end of their travels, because then they travelled north by plane to Inverness, where they were guests of honour at the Highland branch of the Northeast of Scotland Cat Club.
Where they were awarded a further 2 rosettes, hang on a minute, Jill, and a little bunch of heather. And this lovely, fluffy travelling blanket, which will come in very handy indeed. The following day, they went to the Craig Fedrick Hospital for the Mentally Handicapped, and they were a great success there too.
Yes, they were, and then they were awarded this beautiful tray there, which was made by one of the patients. Then they made their return plane journeys, one on a small 15-seater plane, which went to Edinburgh, and then the next one on a bigger plane from Edinburgh to Gatwick.
So from now on, we're calling them the Flying Disappearing Cats. Well, while Jack and Jill were going north, Goldie was going west, the southwest to be precise. She went to school in Devon for a spot of special training. Good girl, good girl. Down! Good girl, good girl. Good girl, lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl. Come on then. Come on. Come on. Get down! Good girl, lovely girl, clever girl, yes. Lily, come. Sit.
I think she's transformed.
Yeah,
She really is.
She really is a big improvement. I think that kind of training is going to be a real help here in the studio. Be very, very useful. Anyway, you can see exactly how Goldie got on when we show the whole of that film in the next few weeks' time.
Maggie and Jim spent the summer up in Leicester, where their their breeder, beg your pardon, Bob Woolley, invited them to his garden. And, of course, they had a grand reunion there with Tina and all the other relations who live up with Bob in Leicester.
And Bob Woolley says that they've been eating like horses as well, so it must be pretty big appetites that they had, I think. Something else we've really enjoyed doing since we came back is catching up with all your postcards and letters that you've sent, telling us all your news and about all your holidays. The letter that we had that I think I found most interesting was from Greenland. And on the front it's got photo letter. Well, I'd never seen one like this before in my life, but you can see why. When you open it up, there are 5 stunning colour photographs of Greenland and all the lovely flowers that grow there. And that was sent in to us from a group of Aberdeen students who are out there on a 2-month expedition. They're geography students, actually. And they say they've had a really exciting time. And apart from all the flowers and what have you that they've seen caribou, Arctic foxes, hares, and something called redneck phalaropes, which I'd never heard of those before, and snow buntings.
I think phalaropes are birds, actually. They're very tame birds, and they wade around. Anyway, there's an interesting card here from Jerusalem showing all these different views. And this was sent by Richard Berylson, who you may remember made that superb Dalek that we had in the studio. Well, Richard says he's having a wonderful time, even though they wouldn't let my Dalek through customs.
Oh, well, you can't blame them, can you?
Hardly surprising.
There's one a bit closer to home here, from Southwold on the Suffolk coast, and it comes from our old friend Elsie Whitehead. And she says, "We're spending a fortnight in Southwold with Honey and Buttons." Buttons has remembered her way about Southwold from her first holiday 2 years ago.
Isn't that
incredible? Not bad, is it?
Yeah, shows what a really good guide dog she is. A very big thank you for all the cards you've sent us. They've been fabulous. And we've added them to our giant postcard album over here, along with all the others that we've received over the year.
And, of course, they're a very good reminder of all the interesting and unusual places that Blue Peter viewers visit. Now then, we've put all the cards from the British Isles at the beginning, and they've come this year from every single corner of the country. And particularly, we've had a lot from Scotland, including this one from Hoy, and there's the famous Old Man of Hoy rock stack there, standing proud as ever. And that's Hoy, the second largest of the Orkney Islands, by the way. Shame, though, that the GPO, rather, have managed to put their postmark, again, smack bang in the middle of the picture. It does rather spoil things.
Well, they've just missed ruining this Golden Retriever postcard here, which reminds me very much of Goldie, a bit snowier version, perhaps. Down here, amongst the other postcards from Cornwall, we had one from David Banthorpe, who has been to see our Blue Peter inshore lifeboat at St Agnes, and he says he's going to send us a colour photo of it.
Oh, that'll be
fun.
great, won't it? Actually, Simon, if you want to turn to the next page, because this is where we've put all the foreign cards that we've had. Come and have a look, Goldie, that's it. And they've come from far and wide. It's incredible. There's one here, which is all the way from Bali and shows a picture of a very exotic-looking lady doing her dancing. She looks as though she's got about 4 arms there, actually, and it looks quite as hot as it was in Egypt. And this postcard was sent to us by 2 very lucky viewers from Merseyside who say that they've been out in the Far East for 6 weeks, and that as well as going to Bali, they've been to Singapore, and they're hoping very much to be able to go to Thailand.
There's a rather fascinating one here, which is circular in shape, and it comes from Warsaw, or Warsaw, and apart from lots of other interesting information, the viewer starts off, I'm sitting at this moment on a haystack on my grandfather's farm in Poland, which can't be bad, can it? There's one down here which I recognised immediately. It's a picture of Kalmar Castle in Sweden, and that was sent to us by the sixth form at Tynemouth, something called Upper Alcove, which sounds quite mysterious to me.
Do you know, Chris, if the camera could just go back to that original postcard there, there's a fabulous stamp on it, if you look. It's really gorgeous, the one on the right-hand side.
The one with the lion on it, yes, it's rather nice, isn't it?
Yes, that's beautiful.
There's some beautiful stamps up in these
Well, we've
two
had
countries.
cards from all over the place, and one card we were very pleased to receive was this card here from Canada, and this was sent from Dale's Patrol, Troop 20. Those are some scouts who had the pleasure of going over to Canada for the Jamboree, and they must have had a really great time. Well, we sent some postcards ourselves this year from Egypt, and it really was an exciting country to explore, although the temperatures in the summer there were unbelievably high. And because of the searing hot sun, you don't have to go far in Egypt before you're in the desert. Just 8 miles from the centre of Cairo, the desert begins, and it was here that the ancient Egyptians built one of the 7 wonders of the world.
4,700 years ago, an architect named Imhotep wanted to build a tomb for his king, the like of which had never been attempted before. His first idea was a flat, rectangular shape, but that all changed, and in the end he eventually built the first freestanding stone building in history. And it's still standing today here at Saqqara.
It's called the Step Pyramid. Imhotep had startled the Egyptians by using stone. Up till then, buildings were made of wood and mud bricks.
Now, even bigger and grander tombs could be built, and they were, just a few miles away at Giza.
It's only when you get close to the pyramids you realise they're made of huge blocks of stone piled tier upon tier. When they were built 4,500 years ago, the sides were covered with smooth white limestone, but over the centuries thieves have stolen the casing. This is the biggest of the 3 pyramids at Giza. Originally it stood 475 feet high, but the peak has been eroded away and now it's 30 feet shorter. 3 million blocks of stone were used in this one pyramid, some weighing 30 tons. It took 20 years to build this vast construction, but when you think the ancient Egyptians had nothing like the tools and cranes we have today, it's staggering they did it in such a short time.
Until recently, tourists who came here climbed to the top of the pyramids, but the Egyptians are trying to put a stop to that because of the damage that was being done to the stones, and it's dangerous on your own. You can climb, though, like I'm doing, up about the first 15 tiers. Actually, though, I'm rather glad you can't go to the top, because already I'm soaked through with sweat, and that's because the temperature here in the desert is already nearing 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning.
This pyramid was built as a burial place for King Cheops. The ancient Egyptians believed in life after death, so when they buried their pharaoh, as they called him, they not only put the coffin inside the pyramids, but all sorts of furniture, food and treasure was put in to help him with his journey into the next world. Unfortunately, long ago, these pyramids were robbed of their treasures. But you can still go in to have a look at the burial chamber, which is what I'm going to do now. This entrance is one of the old robbers' tunnels. Oh, this isn't too bad. At least it's lovely and cool in here. I've got a feeling the hard climb comes in a minute. This is one time when I'm really glad that I'm small. To think that robbers crawled all the way through this. At least we've got handrails here. It must have taken them months to tunnel their way through. Whew. I think the only way to cope with these is just to go as fast as you can. I wonder if there's an echo. Hello?
The main staircase is inside a vast 100-foot-high corridor. The limestone blocks which make up the walls are so accurately pointed that even today you can't insert a needle into the joints between the stones.
Surely this is one great way of losing weight. I think I'm going to be about half a stone thinner when I get back down. Oh, my legs. Another tunnel. Oh, great. Well, I've made it. Right up into the royal burial chamber. I'm right in the very heart of the pyramid now. I must admit it's a bit eerie.
The only thing left in the burial chamber was the empty granite sarcophagus in which the pharaoh's body was laid to rest. The sarcophagus is bigger than the entrance to the chamber, so it must have been put there first and the room built around it.
The most astonishing thing about this pyramid is that it's air-conditioned. Just above the floor here, there's a shaft which goes right through to the outside, and that lets all the fresh air in. Nobody's quite sure why it was put there, although some say it was so that the pharaoh's spirit could fly out.
This chamber wasn't the only burial place at the pyramid. This hole in the ground behind me is also a tomb, but not for a man, it's for a ship. Because the ancient Egyptians believed that their pharaoh would need a ship to sail across the sky in the other world. It was discovered in 1954 and it's been removed, and a special museum has been built around it in the shape of a ship. The museum's not yet open. The 125-foot longboat is still being treated with preservative to save it for future generations.
Throughout history, many famous people have come to stare in awe at the pyramids. Antony and Cleopatra and Caesar came here. So did Napoleon, and it was his mathematician who worked out that there was enough stone in the 3 pyramids here at Giza to build a wall 1 foot thick and 10 feet high around the whole of France. It's statistics like that that makes you wonder how they were ever built.
At the foot of the 3 pyramids is a monument whose fame has spread all over the world, the Sphinx. It has the head of a man and the body of a lion.
We've all seen photographs of the Sphinx many times, but I must say I'd never realised how big it is. The Egyptians really did build on a gigantic scale. This wall here is the Sphinx's front right paw, and his head is 60 feet above us.
For centuries, people have been fascinated by the Sphinx, especially its mysterious smile.
It was late afternoon by the time we'd finished exploring, but we couldn't leave Giza without seeing the pyramids at sunset. And what better way than from the back of the ship of the desert, the camel.
Let me get my feet in, hang on. Oh, good grief. I can't describe this. There are no words for it.
He sounds a bit angry. I hope he hasn't got the hump. It's all... What's his name? Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse! Right, way! Up, up. Mickey Mouse, steady on. I promise I won't take the Mickey again.
Oh, goodbye.
Here's Mickey. This is Mickey Mouse.
Steady on now, Daisy girl. Wow, this is incredible.
He's very, very gentle, isn't he, Abdul?
That's the camel. Isn't he weird? Where's he going? Abdul, the camel's owner, told us we were riding 3 film stars. These camels took leading parts in the films Death on the Nile and The 10 Commandments. It's got my camel's tail.
Once we were on the move, it was quite a comfortable ride, but the saddle on my camel didn't feel too secure. Once we got up a trot, I discovered it wasn't. I think my camel must have heard that I was thrown off the bucking bull in Texas on last year's summer expedition and had decided to follow in its footsteps.
Yeah, I'm fine.
My pride was hurt more than my backside, so I was determined to remount and ride into the sunset, just like Lawrence of Arabia.
They do swing about a bit, don't they, when you're riding those camels?
They certainly do. Actually, one thing about falling off in the desert is that you certainly have a soft landing. That's one advantage. Mind you, I would think I would rather ride Mickey Mouse than one of the extraordinary horses that, at this very moment in time, just outside our studio, are parading round here at Television Centre, and they are pantomime horses.
It would be possible to stay on any one of these horses, but they certainly look pretty spectacular, don't they? They're all entries in a most unusual event that took place this summer. It was the Pantomime Horse of the Year show in Basingstoke, held by the Basingstoke Drama Centre. Over 120 horses took part, and they all had to take part in competitions such as flat racing, water jumping, more unusual events like jumping at slalom, goodness knows what. You name it, they did it. They had to make their own heads and so on, whoops, if I can squeeze through, and their own backs. And this group here, the people that I've got in front of me here, or the horses that I've got in front of me here, are the winners of the event, the Best Dressed Horse of the Year. And underneath this head, I hope, hello, is Dawn Taylor, hello. How does it feel underneath there?
Very hot.
Oh, I can imagine. But were you really pleased to win?
Yes.
Well, I think you've done very well. Incidentally, who are your back legs?
John.
John? Hello? Do you want to come out? Hello, John. I don't envy your job at all. What's it like being the back legs?
Oh, you have to lean on your knees to keep balance and your back hurts and your feet hurt.
Oh dear, all in all, it's pretty bad, isn't it? But still, I think you've done very well, and I think your horse looks smashing. Thank you very much for coming in. Congratulations once again on winning. Well, the winner in the next age group, underneath this beautiful, beautiful head here, if you can just hold it up there, it's Philip Gubby, and hopefully at the back, underneath the body, Paul Reed. Congratulations, this is really quite beautiful. Philip, how on earth did you make that head?
Well, my mum, me, my dad, we all made it, and it's just paper mache
Yeah.
and wire and chicken wire,
Yeah.
just all put together.
And what are his eyelashes here made of?
Sellotape,
Yeah.
brushes, brush bits stuck in the middle.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And then the body, who made the body?
Well, my mum and dad made the body. Mum
Yeah.
made most of it.
Yeah, but you did a bit of help. I mean, did you plait the tail, for instance?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even plaited, I'm sorry. What's that? That's just ordinary string.
Rope.
Rope. It's very effective indeed. Congratulations. And now have a look at another champion.
He is the Pride of Hampshire, and he's another splendid example. I love his cap with his ears popping through the top. And the Pride of Hampshire, in fact, won the 11s and over section. And he is, in fact, two young ladies. Would you like to come out for a breath of fresh air, girls? Kim Darlington and Jane Buckle. It's a bit hot in there, I bet, isn't it?
Yes.
How did you make the body of the Pride of Hampshire? How did you go about it?
Well, we found some scraps of material and our auntie sewed them together.
You've made a smashing job, and I love his tail. It's tremendous. It really is. Now, how do you decide who's going to be at the front and who's going to be at the back?
Well, I'm the biggest and I go at the back because it's easier.
You've had no choice. I suppose you could always toss a coin next time.
Yes.
And you could shout heads and tails. That's one way of doing it. Moving on to another champion, splendid horse here, another fancy hat. And this one is Sweet William, and they have a groom, Ian Braidwood, busy grooming away. That's the first time we've had two grooms on the show. And the two young ladies here are Cheryl May and Paula Mandale. I believe Paula's at the back. Do you want to come out, Paula, and get some air?
Thank you.
Whose idea was it to have a groom?
Well, our drama teacher suggested it originally and we took up the idea. We were going to have a girl, but she couldn't make it, so...
So Ian got the job. And does he keep you well groomed?
Oh, very well.
What have you got here, Ian?
Polish, brush, toothpick and a blanket.
Short of nothing you've got. Well, very well done. Congratulations to you all. And you may be interested to know that the Basingstoke Drama Centre do in fact plan another event next year, and this time it will be the badminton pantomime horse trials, no less. So, how about a trial gallop now? Come on, off you go!
Weren't they? Really fabulous.
Really great. Tremendous crowd.
Do you know, one of the other things that they had, apparently, was a radio-controlled obstacle course. Can you imagine that lot going through an obstacle course? It must have been hysterical.
Well, who was doing the radio control?
I don't know. Well, something else that happened while we were away is the publication of our brand new Blue Peter book. It's our 16th edition, and it's got a really fabulous picture of Simon and Goldie on the front and back cover. And it's packed full of all the highlights of things that have gone on during the year. And there's all sorts of things for you to make, including your very own Blue Peter studio. Here's a picture of the real studio here, with a picture just in the corner here of Phil Roberson, who actually designed our shelf units and seats. And then underneath is a picture of the model that Margaret Parnell has designed for us. And then on the next 4 pages there are scale drawings for you to trace, plus how to make models of the cameras and the microphones, and also Jack and Jill and Goldie's pens and the Blue Peter ship and the TV monitor set.
And you can fill your studio full of animals and people if you trace the figures. They're in the back and front of the book. At the back we've got Goldie, Jack and Jill, Jim and Maggie, the tortoises, and Christopher here. And then at the front there's Tina and me in 28 different positions, so you can trace us standing up or sitting down.
Well, our book costs £1.50, and you should be able to get it at bookshops all over the country. So if you turn to the front of the book, amongst the puzzle pictures, we have a picture there of the heaviest Ted in the country. Well, we've got another Ted in the studio today. It is a Ted that's been hitting the headlines in the national press. His name's Benny, he's 5 years old, 3 foot tall, and he comes from Hebburn, Tyne and Wear, and he was charged a threepence fare, when his owner, Lesley Ashley, wanted to take him to the school sports day the other week. Well, Lesley, what did the conductor say to you?
Well, he just says it's a 5 and a 3, a 5 for you and a 3 for him.
Did you charge him, was he charged a child fare at least?
Yes.
Well, I read in the paper that by the time that you'd paid for Benny's fare, you only had 2 pence left, and so both of you had to walk all the way home because you couldn't afford the return journey. How did you feel about that? I mean, how could you bear it? But it was awful, wasn't it? Because he's quite a big bear, isn't he?
Yes.
Did he have any help at all?
I had 2 people helping us and 1 taking photos.
Yeah. And what about the way home from school? How long did it take to get home walking with your bear?
About a quarter of an hour,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Ooh. He must have been quite tired, actually, but the story does have a very happy ending because after Lesley's mum had complained, the Northern General Bus Company has awarded Benny free travel for life on 850 Tyneside buses, which is pretty good. And just to prove it, here is the special pass, complete with a picture of Benny and his paw mark, and it says, issued to Benny. This pass entitles the bear, get it? To free travel on all northern services when accompanied by a human fare-paying passenger. It is not transferable to other bears.
Oh,
You can't say fairer than that, can you? And you can hardly be more famous as well than to have a Giles cartoon made after you. This is Benny the Bear there, struggling through a very full bus, and there's a rather ill-tempered gentleman who's had his paper crumpled by Benny on Lesley's shoulders, who's saying, I don't care if she did have to pay the fare for her teddy, I'm not giving it my seat.
Well, the Northern General, they've been very generous. How about British Rail? Did Benny have a free seat on the way down on the train?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's something anyway. At least you didn't have any problems today. Well, may you have lots of very happy travelling together, and thank you very much for bringing Benny and his bus pass to Blue Peter today. Well, there you have it, the bare essentials, as it were.
Oh,
Thank
Simon.
you. Well, we'll be back on Thursday with a studio full of electric cars.
And we'll be showing you the film of the Queen meeting Blue Peter viewers at Westminster Cathedral's Festival of Flowers.
So, we'll look forward very much to seeing you on Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you then. Bye-bye.